Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
So this is our very first attempt at reading sprints. We'll see how they go.
Hopefully it works.
I pulled up a Pomodoro focus count, timer, and we're
Hmm.
going to just have a good time. But before we get started, if you're watching this later, you can still do reading sprints with us.
Yes.
Just grab whatever book you've got and read. So get your reading time in. But we'll share what we're going to read before we get started. So, dun, dun, dun.
Our favorite.
Yes, we are reading this. Well, for me, it's my third time around. What time is it for you, Casey?
Maybe fifth or
Fifth?
sixth.
Oh, Lord.
I was reading this book in high school and I kept rereading it through high school. And every few years I do a reread.
You've got
So,
to because, you guys, I don't know if you know or not, but in August, this month, this is August, isn't it?
is
Wow, it's
it?
August. So, this month, I think in a week or so, the 13th book comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So, why not
Why
just
not?
dig in, right?
Exactly.
And
It's
that's what we're
Mercy.
doing. So,
Yes.
before we get started, I started already because I'm like, I'm going to need some time. So I knew I had to start before Wednesday because we're going to actually record on a podcast about this. We're going to do a
Tomorrow.
review tomorrow.
I get to
So
read this whole thing today.
so she's going to read the whole book today and
Yes.
I'm going to read half a book today. And we'll see how much we can get done in 2-ish hours. So if you
Yes.
are joining us in chat, actually, let me update the Facebook so Facebook people can chat with us
Yes.
because we have a couple people joining and I don't know where you're from, but feel free to comment. I need to
Tell us who
add
you
this.
are, where you're from, what you're reading. If you've
Yes.
read Mercy before, if you've never read Mercy, we'll convince you to read her because
Let's see. How do
she's
I?
great.
Oh, I guess Facebook is read only or something. It's
Really?
weird. I don't know. So if you're on Twitch, I actually have this live on Twitch too. So if you're on Twitch, you can use the link that I just shared in the comments to chat with us. I think you have to click the link. So I don't know. We'll find out. This is my first time doing it. And obviously, if you're on YouTube, you can just type in the comments and I will see it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're on Facebook, I don't know. It looks
Sorry, not
like, actually, you know what? Let me go to Facebook and add the link literally on Facebook. So you guys are going, this is like so casual. I'm like, I don't know what to do with myself. I've never had like a super casual live before. I'm always very, you know me. I'm
on it.
like, yeah,
Really
like I'm
good.
professional, got to have a strategy down. We got the conversation, but now I'm like, let me click around and see what to
That's
do.
okay. That's okay.
All right. And also we are late, you guys. I know I said we were going to start at noon. Apologize for being late, but things happen. What can you do? Uh is the link. So if you're over at Shelf Addiction Official on Facebook, that's our private group. You can comment using the chat restream link that I put below the video. So you should be able to see that. Okay. So, shall we
Get started.
get started?
Let's do it.
Okay. Let's do it. All right, let me try to share the screen. Oh gosh. Okay. Share. Can you see the
I
countdown?
can see it.
All right, we are going to get started. Grab
Woo!
your books. Grab your water, your
Okay.
drinks. We're going to read for 25 minutes. Feel free to chat and then we'll come back and have a break and chit chat some more after we read. So, here we
Perfect.
go. Oh, we get an alarm.
Oh, it's time.
It's time. I was wondering how that was going to work. That 25 minutes went so fast.
It did. It really did.
So what's happening where you are? How far in are you?
I just finished chapter 1. I was a slow reader today.
Oh.
I forgot how much just world building she shoves into chapter 1. There
Mhm.
is so much going on. Oh,
Yeah,
get an
absolutely.
alarm.
Oh,
Oh,
wait.
it's time.
Am I hearing
It's
myself?
time.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I heard myself. I'm like, "Wait, what's happening?" So anyway, yes, world building. She does put a lot in. I
Yes,
remember that. As I started reading, I'm like, "Oh yeah, but she's slick with it though."
she
So,
is.
yeah, absolutely. Um and that's what I like about her. So, it doesn't feel like what is it? Info dump, right? That's what we call it.
It does feel a little info dumpy, but at the same time, like, I love Mercy. I know this world. I've been with this world for over a decade. So I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, just give it all to me.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, there were a couple things. Well, like I said, I started with chapter 8 and I'm
Mhm.
now in chapter 9. I'm a couple pages into chapter 9. Um and let me just say where I'm at. I don't know if you remember the part where Mercy brings back Adam along with Sam after he's
Yes.
injured,
Yep.
and they go to Warren's house,
Yep.
and Kyle is like put out that he's like told to go home for a few days, and then Mercy like decides to tell him the
The
business.
truth, because
Yes.
she's a little instigator and she can actually tell people the truth. Yes.
Yes. And like the chapter before that, I was like, "Oh my god," cuz that's when they brought up Warren cuz they were like, "Well, who can
Mhm.
you trust that's not in line?" And they both
Mhm.
said, "Warren." I'm like, "Oh my god, I love Warren so much."
Warren. Hearts for Warren.
I'm telling you, if Warren was a real person, he'd be like in my friend circle.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
I'm like, I love him. And I'd be hanging out with him and Kyle
All
like
the time.
Mercy does.
Yes. Every weekend. All right. What movie are we watching? Who's making brownies?
Hmm. So I love it. So that's where I'm at. Things are starting to get heated. Um, so I'm like literally, I think I'm just right at the halfway mark actually. Yeah,
That,
page
yeah.
140. No, I'm a little more than half actually. Just a hair. Just a hair. But yeah, I love this. And I thought now that's the one thing that I forget is
Mhm.
that oh, I forgot to start the break timer. I
Oh, well.
forget that there's no like relationship stuff in this book.
There's little hints of it.
Yeah.
Like in chapter 1, what I literally just read, when Adam has her cat and he
Hmm.
brings the cat back and he's like, oh, what was the line? If you don't keep your cat off my property, I'm going to eat it. And she's like, I can smell him on the cat. So I know he held it and pet it. And so there's that early teasing stuff. But yeah, no, there's not too much relationship stuff. It's book
No.
2 and book 3 where it gets really triangular and annoying,
Yeah.
and then it gets better.
Yeah. And this one, there's a little bit of Sam, we get the history with her and
Mhm.
Sam, which I still feel a little conflicted about. But we get the history, and then of course, when he's hurt, and like Sam goes off on Mercy for not like what do you call it when someone's leg is broken? You need to straighten it before it
Setting
heals.
it.
Yeah, she didn't set the bone, and he like goes off on her as soon as he's able to change. Like he goes off on him, like he like curse him out basically for yelling at Mercy. I'm like, he loves her.
He loves her so much.
Yes.
Yes.
So there are hints, yes, but there's no like actual relationship stuff. Not really.
No, not
Yeah.
really, not yet. It definitely comes in later,
Briggs
but
makes us work for it. That's for
yes.
sure.
Yes.
But I think the payoff is worth it. So
Oh, definitely. Oh, absolutely.
yeah. I also I know you'll get to this in the next moment. Or if she, I don't know, did she go to church in chapter 1?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that. I'm like, this kind of has, and she mentions God in like chapter 6 or 7. I can't remember. She mentions God again, like
God
when she,
plays a theme in this series. Mercy talks about believing in God.
yeah,
I think it's mostly in book 1, but it comes up a few times.
yeah, but don't remember it being, or maybe it's because I just love the plot so much that those have faded away. So
Uh-huh.
to when I'm reading them now, I'm like, oh yeah, she does get kind of churchy in here a little bit, but I have forgotten it. So like, it's not like overkill. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It definitely, like, they have conversations about it. And I don't
Hmm.
know if it's this book or the next book, but Adam's like, nope, I don't believe in God because I've been to war. And Mercy's like, you should believe in him because you survived. And it's like,
Right.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, this is bringing up all kind of things that I have forgotten because
Hmm.
when you get so far in a series, like the beginnings kind of fade a little bit.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Yeah, like how the Fae came out. We just had that whole recap in chapter 1. Chapter 1, again, I know I said this 5 minutes ago, but chapter 1 has so much world building shoved into it.
it does.
There's so much. And it's almost boring, but it's interesting and it's, yeah. I love
Yeah.
it because I love this series, but I'm at the same time I'm like, wow, I forgot how much you put in chapter 1 of book 1.
Yeah, definitely. What else? Oh, I love where it takes place. Like now that I've actually been to the northwest of the
Uh-huh.
country, like I really like the Washington scenes and the Portland scenes. I'm like, oh yeah, it is over there. And I've
Mhm.
been to Portland and I've been to Washington. So I'm like,
Mhm.
yay. I feel like,
Yeah, they have the map right here at the Tri-City area.
yeah, where is that? What page is that
Um,
on? Oh, there it is. I found
Before
it.
chapter 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, Kennewick and Richland. It
Mhm.
gives us oh, you can even see where the garage is and stuff, where
Yeah.
Uncle Mike's is. It's funny, I never looked at this before. Never. Is that
Never?
messed up? I've never looked at it.
You've never looked at the map
I just
before?
started reading. I never looked at
You should always look at the map.
it. I know. I think I just okay, that's our alarm. Okay.
Okay, it's time to
I,
stop.
I don't know why I never looked at it. It's crazy.
All
So
right.
anyway, guys, we're about to start our second round of reading. Pick your books up, read with us, and then we'll have another break after. Let's get
All right.
started. Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Woohoo!
I'm,
Break time.
uh, I am in the middle of chapter 3 when they're in the garage with the dead body and Mac is starting to like freak out and lick the blood off his fingers.
Oh my
It's like
gosh.
so exciting.
He's like looking at the body,
Yeah.
drooling, like, oh.
And Mercy's like, no,
No, don't
you're
do
not
it.
eating him. You're not licking.
Poor Mac. I feel bad for him.
I do.
I forgot he like meets his time early in the
I
book. I
know.
forgot how soon it was.
It's so sad.
So, you guys, if you're just joining us, we are reading Moon Called. We're reading book 1 in series because we decided to read it again.
Yay!
Of course, you guys read whatever you like while you're doing sprints with us. Feel free to comment, let us know what you're reading because, we'd love to know. And I finally had to pull out a bookmark because I was tired of holding my finger in here. I'm
Uh-huh.
like, well, let me use a bookmark because, I'm anti
I
cornering
use a
pages.
business card as my
Uh-huh.
bookmark.
Nice.
But yeah, never fold the pages.
I
I will
know.
disown you as a friend if you fold the pages.
No, we're not the same people if you what do they call it? Dog
Dog
eared?
ear, yeah.
Yes. Don't do
Don't
it.
do that.
Actually, I barely want to break the spine. The
I
spine is
know, I need
broken.
this
I
fine.
know, but I was trying not to open it too wide because I didn't want to bend it. But I can see a small line. So it's
Mhm.
bent a little bit, but
That's
or
okay.
broke. I know.
That's okay.
Oh my gosh. So it's good stuff. I'm really enjoying it. How are you getting
Mhm.
far? How far are you?
I'm about halfway through chapter 3. For those of
Mm-hmm.
you just joining, I started on page 1 of chapter 1 when we first started reading.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, chapter 1 was super info dumpy. Chapter 2 and chapter 3, nonstop action. Like it just goes and it goes fast and it goes hard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I love about the book. It is really good. And I know I will be done today. I know I'll be done
Yes.
today. So even once we're done, I think we should do how long have we been on? So we've done 2 sprints.
We've been on about an hour.
Let's do 2 more. I
Okay.
think we can do. And so that way we can have a good chunk of our books done.
Hmm.
Get you on your way because you have a lot more to read today than I do.
I know. But it's okay. I've read this book so many times.
Oh, I know. It's my favorite.
So I have a question for you, and I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if this is answered in one of the later books or not. In chapter 2, Mac is talking about how he was in cages in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And we know in the spin-off series with Anna and Charles, she's in Chicago. Do we think Anna was one of the girls in the cages next to Mac? Because he said there was a girl in a cage next to him, but she just disappeared. And he doesn't know what happened to her.
Oh, maybe. I'm trying to remember the
Yeah,
story of
because
how Anna got with that pack.
they attacked her on the street. She didn't want to
Right.
become a werewolf. She didn't. I need to go back and reread that because her story is a novella, like
Right.
the original story, and then she and Charles have books. But I
I
know
don't
she was in Chicago. I know her pack was changing people illegally. I just don't remember.
I don't remember her talking about being tested on though. Do you?
Yeah,
I don't remember that.
I'll have to reread her novella
Mhm.
tomorrow because I got to finish Mercy today. But I saw that and I was like, wait a second. Anna's in Chicago. Her pack is doing weird stuff. What
Because
that the
if it's
connection?
if it's not Anna, that's kind of a loose end that never got.
Well, I know they go after this guy in this book. Like
Mhm.
Adam and the Marok want to wrap it up and make sure nobody else is being turned and tested on and
Mhm.
but shit was still going down and that's why Charles goes to Chicago and that's how he ends up finding Anna.
Mhm.
I read that detail and I was like, wait a second. I
Maybe.
know.
It wouldn't it makes sense. It does make sense. But she was like being so taken advantage of in that pack that
Mhm.
she was in. So maybe that just took precedence over how she got there.
Maybe I like she's the special omega, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I will read the novella and come back and tell you
Yeah,
because
come
I
back and
don't
let me
like, I
know because
remember just enough to know there is a somewhat connection here, but I don't remember enough
yeah,
to tell you.
yeah. Me
Anyway, it's
neither.
time to start reading again, I
I
guess.
know. It's like I've never done so this is my first time doing this type of reading.
Mhm.
And so it kind of feels weird to know that I can't stop reading until a timer goes off. Although, to be fair, my husband peeked in here and I had like a 3-minute conversation. But other than that, like I've never actually read to a timer before. Have you?
Way back in elementary school, we would
Mhm.
have like those quiet reading times where you would have to read for like 20 minutes out of the day. Like
Mhm.
that I remember, but no, I don't think I've ever like specifically read to a timer like this before.
Yeah, it's different. I don't know if it's making me read faster or slower. I feel like I'm reading slower.
I think I'm reading a little slower too because I keep
Yeah.
glancing up to make sure there's no comments. So I know
Yeah.
that's distracting me.
Yeah,
But then, the
definitely.
timer comes up and I'm like, no, no, I want to keep going.
I know I've looked up a couple of times trying to do that same thing, and then I was gonna have it on my phone, within my, my
Mhm.
view, but I don't know. I feel like I'm doing too much. Just focus on the book. I
Yeah, I
should
just need to
probably just
focus
do that.
on the book and
Yeah.
focus on yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, we're gonna start round 3. Grab
Okay,
your books,
grab
grab
my
your
book,
drinks.
get my water.
All right. Here we go. right, break time. Okay. So you know how we had just or I had just got finished talking about how I don't like for people to dog ear books.
Uh-huh.
Literally on page 174, we get introduced to Marsilia,
Uh-huh.
and she's described as she's sitting waiting for them to come.
Mhm.
So she finished the page, dog eared one corner, and set it carelessly on the floor.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I'm like, oh, I just got finished talking about this. The irony.
No wonder she's a villain.
I know. I like had to mark it to remember to come back to it. I'm like, that is so funny.
Evil. Evil. Evil.
She is evil. I'm like, she's so rude.
Ugh. Yes.
So and I forgot like the introduction to Lily as well. The girl who
Mhm.
can play the piano really well. She is so
She's
creepy. Yeah,
creepy.
she's
Ugh.
so creepy. She's like licking Sam on his neck.
Uh-huh.
And Stefan's like, look, he's here as our guest. He's protected. Leave him alone. He's not for your entertainment, girl. Go play the piano.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, oh, these vampires, I'm telling you.
I just got to the scene where Mac was left on her front porch and she realized that something was going down at Adam's house. So she was running over there with the gun and killing werewolves. And there was a passing line about a female werewolf who was dying in the foyer or wherever with
Yeah.
glass in her back. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that there were other females around. Too bad
Yeah.
she's evil and dead now.
Yeah. I mean, I literally just was thinking about how there aren't many women in this book until
Mhm.
we meet the vampires, and then there are a few more women.
Yeah.
There are not many.
No,
Mercy is surrounded by men.
so many men. I think she said there's only 3 women in his pack.
Mm-hmm.
There's Honey, there's what's his name's wife, Darren's wife.
Ariella,
Yeah.
Ariella, I think it was, and what's the third one? We haven't even met Honey in this book yet.
No.
I think
Oh,
Honey is the one I love to hate. It's
yes.
yes,
Honey's the one we all love to hate.
yeah. Like,
There is
oh,
Jesse, even though she's not a werewolf. She's just a 15-year-old girl.
I know, but she can hold her own. It's
Oh,
hilarious.
yeah. She's great. Getting to
Yeah,
see her again was, yeah.
I forgot her dyed. What color was her hair? It was
Neon
neon.
something.
Yes, I'm like,
I literally
wow.
just read it. I was like, yep.
She like lives to torture her father. Like this
Mhm.
is her favorite pastime in life.
Favorite thing.
Yes.
Day glow orange hair.
That looks a
That's
mess.
it.
Can you imagine how damaged her hair is? I'm just saying.
Supposedly, it's one of those things that you just put on and it washes
Wash
out after like
yeah.
a week. So it's not like that damaged, but yeah, no.
Ew. Orange on your sheets. Orange in the
Orange everywhere.
no.
When you wash it out, your tub is going to be stained bright orange. Ugh. No, thank
Well,
you.
no. Like who's cleaning that anyway? They don't have maids, do they?
They
They don't have a
do.
maid service. They do?
Yeah. Um, they said it in passing when she was sniffing Mac, actually. She's like, his
Yeah.
body smells like whatever hold on. I literally just read this sentence.
Oh no, because I couldn't. I'm like, I must have skipped
Yeah.
that.
The air freshener favored by Adam's housekeeper.
Oh, that's right. I'm like, I don't know how they could even have a housekeeper with all those wolves around.
Gotta be somebody, maybe the witch's grandson or something. I know
Mm-hmm.
she comes out for like the body disposals, but
Elizaveta, she is so crazy too.
she is insane.
When they introduced her, I literally flashed several books forward, and
Uh,
I'm like, that witch! I can't stand her.
And her book isn't until like book 10 or something.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it took
pretty
a
far
while
out,
before we
but
find out.
that's my mind went right there. I'm
I
like,
did
"Oh,
too.
we won't talk about that because we don't want to spoil it for y'all who have not read that far." But if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. I feel so good reading this. It just like gives me all the warm and fuzzies.
All the happy feels.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so if we continue, we'll be reading this right around Halloween if we keep doing it. I'm like, oh,
Ooh.
Halloween vibes, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, because it gets more scary. I feel like the further it goes, it gets more scary, it gets more intense, just more everything.
Book 2 with the vampires is definitely a lot scarier than book 1.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, some of the later books are really creepy too.
Yeah.
This one's just sad with Mac.
I
Like, I really
know.
liked him. He was a good, cute kid.
I
He didn't
know.
deserve this.
And so I'm like, so I'm this far and I still don't know what the motive is. Like what's the motive for the people kidnapping Jesse? And like the motive, I think it comes out in the end. I just don't
Yeah.
remember
Oh
it.
yeah, no, it all comes out in the end.
Like, why would you do that? Why would you provoke?
Because they're stupid.
Yeah. Like,
Like, that's it. That's the answer.
yeah, you are stupid. You have a death wish. You want to die.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah. But they did not count on Mercy coming to Adam's rescue. Which,
No.
by the way, before we hit start again, I must say I had forgotten like the exact details of Adam's description, and that
Uh-huh.
I like the fact that he is not the strongest in the country,
Mhm.
obviously, but
He's
he's
also not the tallest person
no,
around.
exactly. He's 5'10". I'm like,
Mhm.
but he's so
He's kind of
charismatic.
short and stocky and charismatic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just love that. I'm like, Samuel looks much better than him physically based on how the author describes him.
Hmm.
But
But Adam's just got that personality.
yeah,
He's just got that power, I guess
yes.
you could call it.
Yeah, that'll
Yeah,
make
no,
people
I
look
gotta
at the
get back to Mercy saving Adam's butt because I'm literally like
oh,
in the
you're right
middle of
there.
that scene.
You're
I'm right.
right there. Okay, let me let you get back to reading. You guys, also, if you're new, we are reading Moon Called together. Of course, you read what you like, read along with us, get some pages and chapters knocked out. Feel free to share in the comments what you're reading. And I think this is going to be our last sprint for the day. Yes?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
We're
So,
almost at 2 hours, so
yes, 25 more minutes and then we'll wrap it up. Read along with us.
sounds good. Ugh, I just finished chapter 5. So
All
she
right.
up in the mountains, just told everybody the whole story. Adam's locked in the hotel room, and um, Charles is about to go take care of Mac.
Oh,
I know.
poor Mac. Well, can you believe it? We reached the final and last break. We reached it.
We did it!
Yay! Woo! I'm excited. And I'm so distracted. Can you hear music? Can you hear
No.
anything? Well, my neighbors behind me, this is the side of our house behind me,
Uh-huh.
and my neighbors, I'm utterly confused by the music they are playing. They are
What are they
playing this
playing?
like this rap music with a lot of bass. And I'm
At 3
like,
o'clock in the afternoon?
yeah, it's summertime. You know, the high school kids
Oh,
out of school
yeah,
still. But I'm like, you listen to this for real?
yeah.
Like
Are they?
I don't even listen to this, but you do? Okay. All right, sir. I guess if you insist, I guess. Oh, it's funny to me. I'm like, oh, kids, because I know it's not their parents playing that. It
Oh, hell
can't be.
no.
So it's just I hear boom, 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 boom,
No,
boom.
I don't hear any of that from you.
Oh, good. I'm like, you guys. I want to go out there like the mean old lady next door, and be like, yeah, shut up, turn it off. No, but
Music!
they're like, they'd probably be laughing their butts off, like, okay, whatever, lady. But so yeah, you got pretty far. You got pretty
I
far.
read 84 pages in 2
84 pages.
hours.
Let me see how many I read. So I started at, what did I say? Chapter 8. Let me
Mm-hmm.
go back. I read 24. Oh my god. So what's 124 to 190?
70 pages?
Yeah, so I'm kind of slow.
I
I'm
mean, we keep
slow.
stopping, we keep talking, we want to check the messages to see if anybody's talking to us. You have music distracting you.
I got music. I got people coming in talking to me. That's okay. I'm almost done. I can see the finish line.
I'm like not even halfway through. I have another 200 pages to read tonight. That's
Oh,
okay.
you can do it. Grab your favorite glass of wine and
Oh, yeah.
chill. And
Oh, yeah.
like,
No,
it just started storming. And
it's bright and sunny out here.
oh, well.
I go sit on my back porch and, enjoy the sunshine.
Oh, nice. I'm going to finish the book in rain and hope I don't fall asleep. Well, if I stay seated in this chair, it will be fine. If
Yes.
I go and I lay down anywhere, it's going to be a different situation.
Yeah, I thought about stretching out, laying on the couch.
Uh-huh.
It's like I might get too comfortable and start snoring, and you have to yell at me through
Like,
the camera.
Casey, wake up, wake up.
Maybe I'll do that next week.
So, you guys, we had a good time with this. I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
This was a lot of fun. Yes.
I'm like, this is a great way for me to get my reading in because y'all know, well, I don't know if you've been around for a while. I've been audiobooking it a lot over the last year. So when I actually get to read, I get like, I love it. And this is a great excuse to get more chapters done, I think. So we'll do it again next week.
Yes. With
So
the next Mercy book, Bloodbath.
yes, we'll be moved on because we'll be talking about this one on the podcast this Friday.
Mm-hmm.
So it hits YouTube and the podcast platforms on Friday. So check it out because you'll want to hear what we feel about this book on our third and sixth or seventh reread. I feel like every time it's a slightly different perspective, you
Oh,
know?
definitely. I love this series so much that even though I'm rereading it now, I know I'm going to read it again in the future. Like, I
Mhm.
can see myself being an 80-year-old woman at the nursing house being like, "Oh, Mercy, what are you doing today?"
Oh my gosh,
You
I could
know?
too.
Yeah, yeah.
These books hold up well.
They do.
They do.
They do.
You know, yeah. So that's it. We're going to finish our books today. We're going to have a good time with the podcast. Hope you guys come back. Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and on Twitch. Those are the two places that we live stream publicly. If you'd like to hop on over to Shelf Addiction Official, Shelf
Official.
Addiction Official. Lord, can I speak? That is our private YouTube Facebook group. You can come on over there and watch us from there as well. So lots of options for you, and yeah, come back next week. And I think we're done. What do you
I
think,
think we're
Casey?
done.
All
Yeah, for
right.
now. We'll see you
For
guys
now.
later.
Yeah, we'll see you guys next week. Check out the pod. Until next time, happy reading. Bye,
Bye.
guys.